Okay, I think we have it. I'm not going to actually stream for too long, to be fair. Nice. Post. Hi, Kotaro, got over here. How are your brains going? Welcome back, welcome back. Nice artwork, Davis. Thank you, thank you. So, yeah. I'll be real. Actually, I'm. When did you start drawing this? It was some time ago. I've started drawing this when I've started working on Crony. Because I wanted to draw a Vtuber, and I had no idea about it. What? I wanted to draw Crony and I didn't want it to interfere into an artwork that I was working on stream, so I've started drawing Zentreya. So that's that actually. Bro, I hate Reddit. And how long sometimes how long sometimes it takes to load in to what subreddit you want to post something, or the way how it just spontaneously, you know. It just spontaneously lags out and doesn't let you post anything. Because like, imagine you have an entire post that you want to write, you have everything prepared, links and stuff, the entire construction of your post, and you're ending up in a how's it called? You're ending up in a thing. So yeah, we are drawing Zentreya. She's also a VTuber. Hmm. Actually, that might be a bit of an illustration that I'm going to rather work on off streams rather than anything, but I couldn't get myself to anything. So yeah. I was on a MRI today. You know, chest region, actually. So yeah, I'm waiting for... now gonna wait for the answer. Like, you know, what's going on and stuff. I've also found a girl on Tinder. We are just talking. It's rather specific because, like, kinda both of us don't really have much time. She kinda... well... she's actually extending on her study, you know, on her university, and also works, so she doesn't really have much time. And I find it quite interesting because myself, I don't really have much time, so, you know, it would be rather easy to just settle, you know, time for, you know, any relationship, walking and stuff, because, you know, just so would happen that we would probably, if anything would go further with it, we would probably just establish ahead who has time and when. I don't know, we'll see. So far I've had so much unluck with it. No idea. Sometimes I feel like being alone is way better, to be fair. Like, it allows you for way more freedom. But, you know, it gets lonely at times. I'm actually going to probably pull an all-nighter today. Because I'm planning to get back to work, and that's going to take a while. I mean, it's not really going to take a while, it's just going to be a pain in the ass, so that's that. Tomorrow I'm having a phone call with my psychiatrist. I'm going to tell her that I definitely want to come back to work. And so I've had, how much? 3 months off? And I didn't do any project. In a summary, I have to say that it sucks. I didn't really complete anything. I was just trying to do my stuff, juggle things around, and by the end of the day I've got nothing. Actually, I've got absolutely nothing, and that sucks. It only proves that I don't do anything to push them further. That's why I kinda want to pursue some more, like, you know, thinking what I actually supposed to do. Finally get myself in check. Boy, I swear I'm. I have to say that there are some stuff. But yeah, I definitely have to get myself in check with all the stuff, with all the projects. I think focusing on a book is going to be a crucial part. But on the other hand, I really wish I could finally start programming. So there's like, I am literally torn between two different versions, between two different options. That thing where you split your day into things and you pick up like one thing that you want to do and you do it like every other day for 2 hours, and you have like a main thing and you do it every day for as much time as you can, is actually a good option. I have to say, to be fair, I don't really have that. I think I've talked about it already. I don't really have that many projects. I can freely split them like that, and I will have no issues with it. And probably book is going to work like that. I'm still going to have, you know, moments where I'm going to spend with my mom, like watching movies with her, and that's where I can just sit down and write the book anyway, because I'm going to be away from my PC, so that's that. But I guess it's going to be a bit more problematic because work now, so that's that. I don't know. I'm, by the way, super tired after this travel, because, you know, I have to literally do a whole travel to get anywhere and do anything, so to get the MRI I had to go to a different city. And bro, I have to say that's crazy. I still have to drink all of water today. I mean, I have to drink lots of water for the next couple days. Genuinely. And I'm literally starting to think like I'm drinking way too many sugary drinks and I'm feeling like I'm crashing out. I have just a couple like Sprites and 7-Ups. Well, half a bottle of small Sprite and 1 bottle of 7-Up. And I think that's going to be, you know, one of the very few of the soft, like, you know, sweet beverages that I'm going to drink. and I'm just going to settle with drinking water only for a while. I have to say, at times I've had moments where I was just drinking only water, and to be fair, it was really... I felt better. I have to admit that I felt way better. When I was drinking just water, no sugary drinks. But I'm always having like that moment where, you know, I'm getting like a sugary drink and I'm getting back to that, and I'm just starting to drink sugary drinks mostly instead of mixing it with water at least. That sucks. Also hope she looks high, because this is the illustration that should kinda show Zen when she's you know, from those clips when she actually got high during the B movie, the game. I don't know what was the title. The B game. So yeah. By the way, this is actually the line art we are going to stick with. So I really hope you all will like it, because this is exactly the way how I'm going to make it. I have a meme for that topic, being high. Please. Maybe I'll find some inspiration. Hydrating, okay. Yes, please. That's an absolutely perfect thing. Hi Skylar, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope your life was going. Glad to have you here. I hope that on this illustration Zen's is going to look high, because it's just will have absolutely no it's going to have no sense if she's not going to look like it. But she already has like diluted pupils. Don't you look ravishing, my prince? Thank you. Those kisses. Oh. So, by the way, like, here's... I'm literally going to just make a character, like, popping out of the monitor. She's, like, this is actually the friend that was hanging out with Zen during that stream. Her name's Zen. Her name is Ariel. She's also a Vtuber. So, I have to say that was a bit of a cinema. I am. The moment actually, like, probably one of the best clips was like when she literally just stood up from her chair and started wondering who she is, where she is, and what she's doing. Like, straight up. On the contrary, she had an entire box of cookies, entire box of edibles, and I think those were pretty strong. So so at certain point where all of those edibles hit, she literally lost it. I have to say, when I was drawing this hut, I've literally thought like I'm losing it. I thought like I'm going to crash out straight up because it was bamboozling me so much. But yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Mm. I might actually try to tomorrow to make a some more streams, since that's going to be the last day where I'm going to have possibility to make stuff, so probably a marathon or something like that. Or I don't know. I missed something. Why is tomorrow the last day? Because tomorrow till tomorrow I have my sick leave and I'm going off of that sick leave. So Friday, Saturday I'm going to be going to work. And I think that's actually a night shift, so we are not going to have 7 PM streams. Day job sucks. Well, mine, at least. I thought you got that extended. No. I'm not going to. I'm not going to extend it this time. I've had it extended for a little bit, and now on 20th I have another visit and I'm going to definitely come back to it, because, I mean, to be fair, like, you know, it's all cool and stuff where I don't have to do anything much and I can take care of myself, but on the contrary, I still need a job. Ask Cursor to automate your work, bro. I might actually make the automation. To be fair, if I would be able to do that somehow, imagine how cool it would be if I could just sit down and, I don't know, for example, write a book. Although we're already having a chill thing. Like, in the end, it's a office job. Not really well paying, but it's an office job. I can sit down, I can watch YouTube or turn on, I don't know, anime on my iPad, watch some anime in the meantime. You know, it's not really that stressful as people say. The issue were the people. You know, you kind of, it's like, it's too much of a talk. I think I've talked about it already enough when I was starting the sick leave. You know, how much it was how much those people are affecting me and stuff. I was genuinely just under, I guess, a target kind of thing. So that's that. Well, it's still a job. It still pays off my possibilities to buy games, for example, or to in the next month on the paycheck upgrading my Clip Studio Paint to version 4.0, which no, I couldn't get. If I would buy 3.0 perpetual license straight up, like a new license, and not update, not upgrade, and then so I wouldn't upgrade it, I would be eligible for a free update, but I am not eligible for it because I've been upgrading my Clip Studio Paint. It's kind of like a thing for newcomers. It was only for a certain period of time. I guess like a couple months before the 3.0 version actually got released. So that's that. You know, kind of like compensating it for people, I guess. That's a good move, by the way, because imagine you're buying a software which then has an update that you need to pay for. So that's kind of like a bit of a letdown. They are giving the updates for free to people who recently bought it, just so you know you wouldn't have to worry about anything and get the update. But yeah. Soon we are going to have first Berserker cousin. I'm planning to get probably one day, or maybe come back to the gameplays in the afternoon. On the other hand, I feel like it's going to break everything I've got going right now. So you kind of can see how much bamboozled and confused I am about everything. I have to stay with one thing, no matter how much I would feel like I want to do more things. I have to first stay with one thing. I can't allow myself to, you know, strafe away from it. I've got a goal that I want to pursue. I want to draw Vtuber illustrations. I want to finish my artistic universe. I want to make my own manga during streams. That's enough. I think that's enough to do on streams, not only on the... Also, I'm still searching for a good software for my iPad, because boy, the one I have right now is not very good. But I don't want to sit down and have ads on my software, and I've seen a lot of them actually having ads. I think if I would get a co-op, I could theoretically get rid of those apps, get rid of the ads, because I could possibly download a kind of like a premium version or something like that. Co-op is cool enough that you can get like stuff from the App Store, but genuinely from like different countries. So if there's a game that is, you know, region locked, you can theoretically still get it. You can still download it. Yeah, that's that. So I have a couple things to get on my laptop. I really feel like I'm sounding so off today. I don't know. Really sorry. Oh yeah, food coma. Food coma. I've actually had a I've actually had a KFC today. They are selling churros. Only 3 though. Sad. I need to find a place that sells churros. Mexican places usually sell them. We don't have Mexican places here. That's the problem. Okay. I have to. I'm really sorry if today's stream is super lazy and I'm not talking too much. I'm terribly sorry. I wish I could be a bit more entertaining today, but well, I'm not entertaining at all. But whatever. I don't really have much to talk about today either. Didn't really watch any anime, didn't play anything, nothing. I actually no, I watched a gameplay of the new Assassin's Creed. And I've seen people making now, and I've seen there was a drama. Because the moment embargo was lifted, the intro looked cool. Yeah, the moment the embargo got lifted off of the game, you know, people started streaming the game and stuff. So there was a Vtuber who got actually sponsored by Ubisoft, and guess fucking what? They've banned her for copyright. What? So genuinely, the person that is that was straight up sponsored by them. It's not just the embargo. They sent airdrop the review copies 1 to 2 days ago. Yeah, true. But still, Ubisoft. That's something I've talked about. Ubisoft is now beyond any help. There's nothing that could save them right now. And I really have to say this. Here's the thing. I was a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I really was. Every single game up to Mirage. I have it. Every single game until Mirage. Even that knockoff version, well, knockoff. That side, this kind of a side game series, mini series, the Chronicles, right? Chronicles of Russia, China, etc. Like, I was really a huge fan of those games, and I have to admit they actually formed my childhood. But seeing what's going on right now with those games is so hurtful. This is not the same thing, and like, of course, maybe I like some of these new systems they're throwing into the whole game. Like, I don't know, the equipment, maybe. I don't even know what to think about those, but those are not the same Assassin's Creed I was playing. Those are not the Assassin's Creed games. I don't believe they are. I think they are like some weird-ass knockoffs. And a lot of people say that they are thankful that they've stopped playing after the third game. And to be fair, Black Flag was probably the last game from the series that actually was any good. And I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on in there. I have no idea what they think. But what I have idea for is that, hi Panda, good to be here. How are you? Hope everything's going. Before man was war, waited for him, the ultimate trade awaiting its ultimate practitioner. I think this is the first round, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How are you, Panda? How are you? Comic reviews. You do comic reviews? Can you review a comic book for me? What are you reading recently? Do you like it? It's not... The intro looked cool. Yeah, but again, intro is not the game. It's an animation in the game, so that's not necessarily everything. But I've made a whole post under the video. It was like he's like a Polish guy who actually reviews a lot of games. He used to, you know, he finishes like Art Academy, Art University, and he also finished like side studies of you know, for like language related stuff, like writing like writing things and stuff, genuinely. And he was actually writing for some, you know, portals, Polish portals, like recension, like some reviews and stuff. I'm constantly saying recensions, but it's not the English word. It's not right. But yeah, and I wrote it, you know, words of my disappointment in there, and this dude straight up just gave a heart under my comment. He straight up and like actually looked at it and he was like, yeah, that's right. Because, like, at this point, no matter how many pluses the games are going to have, they are not going to overpower the minuses. That's why the new Assassin's Creed is so... it's all, like, genuinely Assassin's Creed series is long gone. They would have to redo everything. Or erase a bunch of games and start from a certain point. Because, again, it's just painful. It's painful to watch. I'm writing a script for a video on Flashpoint Beyond. Ooh, that's nice. And how is the Flashpoint Beyond now? I remember, I'm not sure if that was that series actually, but I remember there was the like a Flash series where he genuinely was going for other forces. They literally turned my guy into freaking all-color lantern or something like that. The weirdest part was the slow force, like literally the reverse power of Flash. I have to say the entire thing with Assassin's Creed is very specific. And here's the thing, I don't wish anyone bad, but I'm really hoping for a fall of a giant. So people would finally learn what it brings, whatever they're doing with the games right now. Like, the thing about independent games is that they are better because they are not, for some reason, doing anything unnecessary. They are not doing anything that would break certain concepts. They are just going on about their days. They're making the games because they love it. The games have really fantastic stories because they thought them through. They have really fantastic characters because they thought them through. All the AAA games currently feel like they are like they are not AAA games. They feel like a waste of money for both players and the developers. Like, are they really not going to sit down and ask a writer? Or is the problem with the fact that there are so many bad writers currently in the video game industry? Because I don't really understand what happened with the video game stories too. Like, again, I'm not even about visuals, and that's where the games are losing, because now they think they are going to get fans because of the good visuals. I don't. Like, I've seen people saying like, oh, this Pokemon Legends ZA is going to be bad, look at these screenshots. Dude. Story of the game, mechanics, like fulfillment that you're catching Pokemons. Like, that's the game, not the graphics. Like, okay, cool, it's nice to look at the game. But like, on the other hand, does it really matter? As long as the game actually works, you are not falling under a map. The story is compelling, you have really nice musics. That's a good game. And that's, you know, like, not even searching that far away. Like, look what happened with the Undertale. you know? Like, the game is monochrome with some colors, so, well, the fighting system is monochrome, black and white. And outside you don't really have characters with god know what kind of shading, you don't have any wild looking maps. The songs are really great, the story is fantastic, the characters are really well done, they have their own personalities, characteristics, they are rememberable. That would make Undertale known, that what made Undertale popular. Not like 3D graphics, open world with 10 hours of gameplay. Like that's straight up the thing. And in the end you're sitting down and you're actually playing only 10 hours. 10 hours and done. I've seen some people not like making certain trick where they are finishing only the main story, they are not chasing after anything. And you know, they just end up ending the game in like 2 hours. So like, if just the story has only 2 hours and the rest of those 8 hours of the gameplay is like, what, side stories, crafting, if there is any, that's not cool. And I actually noticed that even Steam started to fight against that. Like, I've noticed that Steam started to fight against it because they've literally made this series, they've made a post, and that was something that the huge developers, the companies were actually against strongly, and they were like talking a lot about Gabe Newell's decisions. But they literally he literally sat down and said, like, if you are going to make bad games, I'm going to allow people to refund their money for it. And so he did, and so people are refunding money because the game was bad, because they didn't like it. And he knows that the game is bad, that's why he's refunding the money for it. People deserve to actually get their money back for something like this. And believe me or not, it's actually a clever mechanic, because if now they are going, which game is that? I think all of them. I think all of them received that. It wasn't like mentioned what game. He just said that if your game is bad, I'm going to allow people to get their money back for it, no matter how much they've played it. And so people actually started refunding some games. I think it happened after a vow or something like that. It was more or less around this period of time. Straight up, they've sat down, like straight up, you know, the companies were started actually talking like, yo, that, you know, more like, that's crazy, you can't do that, what are you talking about, what do you mean bad games? And like, you know, a lot of those companies actually got their games rolled back. But it literally, I think it was like introduced after Avowed. Like, heck, you have a I mean, it's not like you have a button on refunds, like, that's a bad game, right? But you have like a how's it called? You have like, oh, this game is not hard enough, and some other bullshit reasons for a refund. They've literally, for a while they've done it, but it was a bit more problematic to receive, you know, to receive your money back from that. Because, like, what does it mean the game is not, what does it mean that the games are not, you know, difficult enough, right? But the thing is that they've just made it just so you can just straight up just start refunding games. Like, for example, I've had the problem, I was struggling with turning on the game. Turned out that the game was that the game had issues, some internal issues, and they were not being repaired. So genuinely, my PC, for example, couldn't really have the possibility to play it, right? Because the game was just bad in the port section, and you couldn't necessarily turn it on newer machines, on your PCs. So after like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I think it was even a month, something like that, I said like, yeah, I can't really turn it on. There are some issues. Please give me money back. They just accepted, even though the 2 weeks passed. So now they are not even keeping up with those. So they are not even keeping up with those 2 weeks, right? And it's all because they were like, Steam was boycotting the games, because actually, surprisingly, I think like the Gaben is he actually understands players. Oh, too bad he didn't make the new Half-Life. Microsoft refunded CP2077 too, because it ran badly on the Xbox. Yeah, like, it was only for Cyberpunk, right? It's not because, like, hey, look, you can you can just set up a refund. You understand the current situation of the games, you can get your money back. And that was actually it. Also, the situation, like, going on a loop in Assassin's Creed Shadows. The situation of that game is crazy. Imagine even Japanese government is saying that this game is a disgrace. Because, fun fact, Assassin's Creed Shadows messed up on many different levels. First of all, they've input Chinese and Korean culture symbols into feudal Japan times in the game, which was no possibility at all, and it's ruining the entire culture of Japan, right? Second of all, they've messed up the characters. Like, straight up, you've had like stories about actual like assassins or just the warriors, so you could even take like any brave warrior, like, heck, Hattori Sato, like one of the more clever, one of the most badass samurais. And what did they do? Why not Hattori Sato? Why? What happened? So I think I'm not sure at what point it was done and at what point they've said like it's too late, we have to release it. What about Musashi? Musashi was absolute badass, but don't think it was. I don't think he was around those times. I think Musashi was like the closer to our era rather than feudal Japan. I think Hattori Sato was like uh, is like known from being very active and powerful samurai during the feudal Japan. I might be wrong on here. Don't take my words to the bank here. I don't remember now, and I can't really check it now, or maybe I can wait because I have to change the song anyway. When the Musashi existed. Yeah, he died in June 1645. Miyamoto Musashi. You are far behind that. Tokugawa? I think Tokugawa was also... Yeah, he died in Tokugawa period. Yeah, he died in a Tokugawa period. Now it was the 1600s, AC Shadows placed in 1600s. Oh, okay. Wait. We are talking about feudal Japan, which was from 1185 AD to 1603 AD. When does Assassin's Creed Shadows actually place? I don't think it's actually feudal Japan then. If it's like just 1600s, like point blank or before that, then we are still in feudal Japan. But if we are beyond 1603, we are out of Japan. So they've even messed up the periods. That's even more of a problem. Story starts at 1580s. Okay, good. At least that turned out good for them. At least that they've went in for. But to be fair, I wouldn't be shocked if they would mess it up. Like heck, just mixing up. They can pinpoint Oda Nobunaga. Yeah, true. Since he's a key character, as I heard. Bro, I'm just getting mad every single time I'm thinking about this game. And I know it's just a game, and I know it's not. It's since he okay. It's crazy that it's 100 years after Brotherhood. Yeah. I am writing a script for a video on Flashpoint Beyond. To be fair, I was like a huge Marvel and DC guy. Personally, I was playing a lot of games. I even have some comic books, like first editions in Poland. They're not really expensive, but I think since so much advanced compared to Japan. I mean, we are talking about the portion where, well, to be fair, considering how far Japan went in out without like other parties affecting them, they've been, you can say that they were far more advanced than any other country could ever be on their own. Japan was on their own. The deluxe edition is full Chinese theme. That's even more irritating. I just can't wait for Kazan. Like, straight up, one of the good games that arrived recently, they could have made a Chinese AC2 if they really wanted to make a Chinese Assassin's Creed. Why they didn't do it? I'm speechless. There's so many example characters in Seven Kingdom. Yeah. Characters that could be used freely. Because they were actual, like, characters taken from the history. But no, let's mix up. They're the same region, right? It's Asia. For sure they had to have the same cultural values. I'm fuming. I'm really so much into like Japanese culture and Japanese history. It was Three Kingdoms Total War. You are not talking about the Orochi warriors? I thought you were talking about Orochi warriors, Seven Kingdoms. I'm talking about China. I mean, if I call Warriors Orochi, it's Japan. I mean, it takes part in Japan, but isn't it was like 0 to 300 AD, yeah. I think Warriors Orochi had a Chinese characters too, but it was genuinely just about war, so you just had two fractions, right? Japan and China. So you could pick one of them. You had like Lu Bu, I think, at certain point. And Lu Bu was a warrior who was one of the better spearsmen in China. So maybe it was a DLC on a Chinese New Year or something like that. I don't remember now. I've played Warriors Orochi such a long time ago now. But straight up, it's like one of those Capcom games where they mix stuff. Yeah, exactly. Warriors Orochi was like that. You've just had like all over the place characters. like from different periods, different countries, but genuinely it had like a lot of, still had a lot of stuff in there. That's why I might be a bit confused also about like who was from where and which game and stuff, because it's hard to take track of it. I think it already has like 7 games or something like that. Oh yeah, how do you like Zen so far? Because this is like, I'm asking because I want to hear you out about the shading section, you know. Hi Star, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it's going. How are you? Doing good, doing good. We were talking, I think for an hour now, about the new Assassin's Creed. Spoiler, it's bad. Like ever since Mirage, I've said myself like, nah, I'm not going to buy any other Assassin's Creeds. That's enough. Now I'm thinking like, yo, you could make really cool assassin game in pixel art. Be right back. Alrighty. I haven't played Mirage either. Yeah. Mirage sucks. It's like a bit too spiritualistic, if you know what I mean. It's actually reaching out for things like, oh, you're the chosen one. The dude has like visions and stuff. And shit. Well, that was the last one. I liked it, but it was not clear where the main story ends and the infinite farming of useless stuff begins, yeah. True. Like, the guy I've talked about, the Polish guy that was making the review of it, mentioned that if you don't like games that are throwing at you so many question marks, exclamation points, etc., to the point where you don't even know where is the main quest, as Valhalla was doing that. Actually, it's not necessarily the point for you. It's not the game for you. And to be fair, I like side quests, but it really slows me down. Even for the story, yeah. Kinda same. I like side quests. It's not like I don't like them. The main story? I see. So, yeah, genuinely you're not going to like Shadows even more because Like genuinely, it's one of those games where you just make a main quest in your quality side quests can be good, like the ones in Baldur's Gate 3 or like in Skyrim. Yeah, but they are giving you a purpose, they're giving you good things. Like for example, the quest that gave me that, you know, damage boost from receiving pain. Those are not doing anything. You are just going to the question mark or exclamation point, you are killing enemies, you are talking with the person who just thanks you for, you know, killing the bandits, and that's it. Give quests to raid 200 villages, then he gave me 0 story, just useless boat skin. Yeah, exactly. And that's the same thing happening in Shadows. But like the thing where you could build your own house, your own hut or something like that in one of the newer Assassin's Creed, don't remember now which one that was. I think it was the Valhalla, but whatever. That was like very unnecessary thing, because why? What's the point? You had base management, yeah. Why? Like, you know what was cool? This is where you recruited other assassins and send them to quests or call them in fights. Yeah, that was one of the pluses I've talked about. You know, that I liked some of the systems that they were implementing, but still there were too many minuses that were overpowering those pluses. Like base management. Like, okay, we've had already base management in other Assassin's Creeds, like you know, the villa that you've had, right, with the armor. But it wasn't like what was happening in Valhalla. You were just going there to click a button and to spend money to expand your base and receive more money, because if you would also, the grenade crafting system in all Assassin's Creed games was good. The new ingredient farming stuff is meh. Yeah, that sucks. Like, the general Assassin's Creed games were just, you know, based on thinking. They were like puzzle. And you've had already so many good like side things to do, like feathers or the images, right, to collect. If I would play Assassin's Creed 1 now, I would genuinely just try to collect everything. I like collectibles, but generally the thing that they are doing is just over the top and unnecessary, seriously. Again, it's a letdown. It's a huge letdown that they are doing this, and I thought that Ubisoft is actually going to do anything. And I thought that Ubisoft is actually going to finally ponder what they are doing with their own IPs. So yeah, I kinda boycott Assassin's Creed currently. I don't want to play it, and I'm not going to buy any other games from them until either they are going to finally correct it, or if they are going to decide to pursue with whatever is going on and act like things are not half as bad, then that's on them. That's genuinely on them. I'm just not going to participate in buying those games anymore. But yeah, folks, I think we are going to end the stream. I'm feeling tired, and you can probably hear me being tired, and I think it's not my day for streaming today. We are going to stream a lot tomorrow probably. I might stream my progress on some works, maybe how I'm writing my book, and probably getting the some illustrations done. We'll see. I genuinely want to use up my entire tomorrow's day for the purpose of pursuing a bit better, a bit more, like maximizing my entire day tomorrow. So yeah. Thanks again for being active in chat on Twitch. Thanks Taro, Skylar, Panda, and Star for being active in chat on YouTube. As always, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care.